Search The John Whitmer Show and tap earlier today to get started. And while you're at it, make sure you like and follow The John Whitmer Show Facebook page and follow us on X at John R. Whitmer to get all the latest updates on the show. Well, the Kansas State Rifle Association will tell us all about the upcoming KSRA 2024 annual meeting here with Travis Lovelady. It's being held June 29th at the DoubleTree by Hilton here in Wichita. He is one of my best buddies, a guy I used to serve with in the legislature, Travis Couture-Lovelady from the Kansas State Rifle Association. Travis, thank you for joining us tonight, my friend.
John, I really appreciate you having me on. Always good to talk to you and your listeners.
Likewise, brother. And obviously I want to talk about the annual meeting, but first I have to ask you about this new rule that's been put out by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. You got to remember the explosives part, which goes into effect just last week, actually. It went into effect that would implement a, quote, universal registration rule requiring background checks on private sales of firearms. Can you tell us about it? It just seems to me like it's another example of the government looking to punish the lawful gun owner when they seem to not realize that the criminals don't bother to obey the laws in the first place.
Right. Exactly right. And this is going to be settled in court ultimately. There's three separate lawsuits that have been filed on this issue. We're heavily involved in those to make sure that this thing gets settled, because it's obviously not the intent of Congress. The complete injustice is that ATF is just deciding to do this to folks, just redefining what a firearm dealer is. And,
right.
It's absolutely absurd. It threatens to turn tens of thousands of regular upstanding citizens into criminals for exercising their rights by selling even a single firearm. They're not firearm dealers. That's just absolutely absurd.
Well, the thing that gets me here, and again, it seems like the Biden administration just seems hell-bent on disarming the public, but they've yet to realize that these kinds of laws don't solve the underlying problem, again, because, newsflash, criminals don't obey the laws. And it's so bass-ackwards. I want to make sure I say that the right way, but it's so, it's so cattywampus, because you're punishing the lawful gun owner, and they're not, 90% of these cases, they're not the problem here. And so, but that's who they go after because they're the easy target, as opposed to what you really need to be doing, which is enforcing the laws that are on the book and making sure that we go after the criminals and the thugs and the people who actually should be the ones we're going after.
That's exactly right. And that's why states, and there's a 21 state coalition that was filed, being led by Kansas and Attorney General Kobach. There's a second suit in Texas with Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Utah. And then there's a third suit in Florida, all pushing back on this issue. And the NRA has made statements applauding those states and those coalitions of states for boldly challenging the Biden administration and their rogue ATF. And so we're in full belief that the ATF has exceeded its authority, and we expect that this new rule will be invalidated at some point.
I hope you're right. I hope it turns out that way. We're talking with Travis Couture-Lovelady from the Kansas State Rifle Association. I saw you were in Dallas last week attending the NRA's annual meeting. President Trump addressed the meeting. We're going to have the KSRA 2024 annual meeting. It's being held June 29th. At the DoubleTree by Hilton here in Wichita. I don't quite imagine we're going to have as big a headliner as Donald Trump at this one, but can you tell folks what they can expect if they want to attend?
Yeah, not quite Donald Trump, but we are expecting some great speakers. We're going to have folks from NSSF that are going to talk about a lot of the problems the industry is facing, and including these kinds of rules and other things the ATF is doing in ways that we can push back at state legislatures against these kinds of things. So that'll be exciting. We'll have Peter Churchborn, who will be coming to speak about he's the head of the NRA Hunters Leadership Forum and the new NRA Hunting Division. So he'll be coming to speak on hunting-related issues and how the state of Kansas benefits from the Pittman-Robertson dollars and the matching things through the NRA's Hunter Education Program, which is free through the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks, totally free online Hunter's Ed. So we'll be explaining how that works and how that's beneficial. We're going to have, tons of politicians there, of course. It is an election year.
Oh,
so
yeah. I've been there.
We'll hopefully get to hear from candidates in the newly open seat in the 2nd District. Hopefully, we've invited them to come.
Good.
Congressman Ron Estes, of course, is always a big supporter, and he said he'll be there for the dinner to speak to everyone and welcome them to the 4th District. So we're excited to have him. And we've been talking to Senator Marshall, and at least a representative will be coming, if not Senator Marshall himself. So we're excited about the lineup we have. We're going to have a forum with the state legislative candidates, and it's just going to be a great meeting. Man, we have so many guns, I'll tell you, up for auction, for the auction and raffle and things. And we're probably going to have probably 30 guns that folks could win. And depending on turnout, you could have a really good chance of winning a firearm or one of the many other prizes. Shields gave us a pile of gift cards to use at their Wichita store there. We appreciate their support. TriStar, I was talking to them about getting a KRX, one of their AR style shotguns for the raffle. Joe Bob Outfitters, which is online, and they have a storefront here in Hayes. We donated a bunch of revolvers for the auction. So I go on and on, but we're going to have some great prizes, some great speakers, and be right there, like you said, at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Wichita on June 29th.
Well, I've talked to our folks here, Tony Dusing, our program director here at KNSS. We want to help you. We want to help sponsor, help support the annual meeting. So offline, I will reach out to you here next week. But we're going to help you sponsor and promote this event for you. So I'll reach out to you. KNSS wants to help support you and give you some free airtime to help promote it, all right?
Well, that's awesome. We really appreciate that. And we always appreciate KNSS getting the word out on all the many things we do.
If folks want to connect with you or if they want to get involved with the KSRA, they can visit kansasrifle.org, correct?
That is correct. We've got all sorts of exciting things about the annual meeting, all the info you need, how to get tickets and membership. And then, of course, there's tons of stuff on there about how to get the most popular license plate in the state, the Gadsden Flag Kansas State Rifle Association plate.
Yep, we can thank Representative Carpenter for that one. Travis, thank you again for taking the time to join us, brother. Thank you for what you do, and hopefully we'll see a bunch of John Whitmer Show listeners June 29th at the DoubleTree.
Absolutely. Please come out and join us. And, John, appreciate your support, and we'll look forward to seeing you there, too.